Hello, my name is Edward Jones, and I'm a current fourth Florida resident at the Dispatch House. I've served multiple stints in the Tennessee Departments of Corrections, and when you speak on reentry, I can say from my personal opinion that reentry was basically non-existent. It was never really concrete. It was always coming or going, or this is how we're going to do things now. But when I tried to apply or use those resources to my benefit, there was always some type of reason on why I couldn't get it done, or what. There was always an issue dealing with the reentry.
Reintegration means to be made whole with a society again, to come together, to be healed, to rejoin.
Sure, reentry means, yes, we're getting out of prison and reentering back into society, but reintegrating back into society is an entirely different thing. Getting involved in our community, being able to have a voice as a member of our society and a member of our community, because a lot of us want to do positive things.
I think there's an emotional component, a psychological component, an occupational component, a legal component, and we have to make sure all these things are in place to help them reintegrate in a way that hopefully reduces their chances of being a repeat offender.
So to me, reintegration is bridging the them and us and realizing that as society, it's our duty to help support this population.
And you have a lot of men and women that are serving time at 100% for violent offenses that are just being released with a $75 check and absolutely no reentry services.
I think about the community that needs to be present as our brothers and sisters leave a status of incarceration to formerly incarcerated, because we know they will most assuredly face discrimination based on having been incarcerated. So how do we mitigate that? How do we build this circle of support, if you will, around our brothers and sisters so that they're able to successfully re-enter or reintegrate society? So that means a focus on viable housing opportunities. It means a focus on gainful employment. It means working with individuals and organizations that can help them restore their voting rights. It's multifaceted.
Unfortunately, with all of the barriers that exist, reintegration is very difficult to achieve. So the amount of fines and fees the individuals have, the fact that their driver's licenses aren't restored before they leave, incarceration, any type of messy child support issues, if they had student loans. There is just an unbelievable amount of paperwork that I think creates a hopelessness for some of them if they don't have a structured program.
Dispatch House plays a vital, necessary role just because of all the services that are provided here. Housing, having somewhere to live and not have to worry about going back with your family, being homeless, just that basic necessity of having somewhere to live. Clothing and food, the way we provide that to all the guys coming in, so I don't have to worry about that. So just kind of like the little things that people don't realize are barriers to people coming out of prison.
We've really expanded this program at American Paper and Twine, and the biggest, I guess, exciting thing about it is just how fulfilling and rewarding it is to see people just sort of come in and join in with the rest of the team. There's no differences. These are great employees. They do a fantastic job. They've paid their debt to society and they're re-entering. And it has been a win-win for us and the employee.
We built the program to be holistic, from physical needs, mental health needs, social needs, social support needs, family needs, employment needs.
Because what works behind bars doesn't work on this side.
You know, my reentry experience really took off when I got to the Dispatch House. They provided me everything that I need. They answered all the questions. They were willing to help me and push me forward.
So many guys in the TDOC facilities, like the guys that are getting write-ups and the guys that are causing trouble and like the guys that are going to come back to prison, they have no hope. They don't know that because you're a felon, your life isn't over with. And a program like this that gives somebody hope, that gives somebody the tools that they need to succeed once they're out, it's completely invaluable. I mean, you're looking at being able to change, you've seen it yourself, changing the culture of a prison where you have guys that are arguing over who's next in the microwave to guys that are arguing over philosophy homework that don't want to get in trouble.
I'm just like, it's amazing. Like, I can't believe like I had this like vision. Like, I knew it would happen, but I didn't know that it was going to happen like this, and so it just, I'm so proud of it. I don't want to say I'm proud of me. I just, got things started, and I'm just so glad that it's helping so many people, and kind of it has had continued leadership that has made it bigger and bigger, and now I think there's, based on that model, there's something at all 14 prisons.
I would most want to say to Julie is thank you. Very simply, thank you.
I was just completely astounded by the big picture thinking that she had and the drive that she had to get it done. And she's been really valuable to me. I mean, even since I've been out, I've had conversations with her to get, school advice. Like, say I want to get a master's degree, she's pushing me for a PhD.
Julie has service in her heart. It's built right in her DNA. She is an amazing person to work with, and she's very solutions oriented. When you have a dialogue with her, forget about can't, or we can't figure that out. That's not going to be in the dialogue.
Well, I think what Julie Duchin did was start to say that, while individuals are incarcerated, here's an opportunity to help people better themselves.
It's definitely so surreal when you see the culture of a prison change from, the two opposite ends of the spectrum, and it's really an amazing sight.
To set the national standard for reentry programming, and I really want to help make that happen.
But to me, at the very base, it goes back to this community that creates the circle of support, because everyone's reintegration story is different, right?
I wish there was a more extended time for those who are in need, rather than just saying 90 days, see you later, because I think that's doing a disservice.
We've gone from thinking it's really not possible to come up with a great program to saying, wow, how do we build the program? And not only are we planning on expanding as we grow, but we're having other companies call us and say, how'd you do that? And how could we play a part with that?
But if you have this community that's connected to all of these resources and other nonprofits, then I think our job is to meet the person where they are, find out what they need, and then bring those resources to bear.
And expanding our alumni reach, our networking with our alumni as our graduates grow. We definitely need to engage those people and continue to follow up, and also just see where they continue to need support. Because just because you graduate does not mean, the journey does not end here when you leave these doors.
And part of those solutions are listening to the experiences of the men that are about to speak about their stories in reentry.
And now we've got buy-in, not just from the family, but other leaders within the company. And so it has become something that we're committed to.
I would build on some of what THEI is doing. I would, first of all, take that money and reimagine it.
It's impossible to step on someone's toes if you're walking in the same direction.
And also as individuals, we just need to step up, we need to take action. So there's a number of levels to which we need to make change so that this two-way street really is one that is fair, is equitable, and is a possible journey. You know, to do it alone, the way it's set up right now, it's just not possible. I mean, it's why we need places like Dismas House, of course, but ultimately we can do so much better. We need to do so much better.
And I do believe Tennessee has all the right pieces if we're ready to come together and really focus on walking in the same direction, and that's putting that circle of support around the formerly incarcerated.